And I'll admit all the participants. So whenever you're ready, Sumi.
Greetings, everyone. Today is July 25th, 2023. Let us begin the day by greeting our Heavenly Parents and our true parents. Let us face our true parents. 천지 전부모님께 경배. 바로 Let us recite 가정면세. 4. 천일의극 주인. 우리 가정은 참사를 충신하고 하늘의 부모님의 창조의 상인 청주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 왕성할 것을 맹세하나이다. Number 4. Our family, the owner of Cheon, pledges to build a universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is the Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. Thank you. And this morning, may I ask Mrs. Eva Clark to offer our greeting prayer? Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much for this new day and for the opportunity to start it with you. We're so grateful that you are always so ready to speak to us, to love us, to encourage us, to inspire us if we just tune our hearts towards you. Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful for your principle of creation and how amazingly you designed this universe, how amazingly you designed us, and how you created us to be your children, not some sort of lower being, not servants, not, just kind of, an interesting thing to create, but you really wanted us to, and still want us to resemble you and really give and receive with you on ever higher levels. We're so grateful that we can learn about you and we can learn about our true parents through your word. We're grateful for give and receive action. We're grateful for the universal prime energy that makes all this possible and your love that permeates everything in this world. So as we begin this day and as we connect to our true mother's heart, and I pray that we can be inspired, encouraged, and moved into action. We thank you so much for this time together and this time in your word. I offer this prayer together with brothers and sisters in the name of Roy and Eva Clark, a blessed central family. Adieu.
June. Thank you, Mrs. Clark, for your prayer. And now, brothers and sisters, let us do some morning stretches. Okay, raise your arms to the sky and inhale. As you bring your arms down, exhale. Okay, bring your arms forward and then open sideways, open up your arms, inhale. And bring it back forward, exhale. And curl your back, stretch your back. There you go. Help your spine, your shoulder blades are protruding. Not in an unhealthy way, but stretching matter. Okay. Now your neck, turn to one side. Awesome. And then look the other way. And let's rotate your neck one way. And now let's rotate our neck the other way. Awesome. Now let's go to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now I'm going to count down from 10 seconds. And you will stretch what you need to stretch, whether it be upper body, lower body, your arms, your legs. Maybe you want to go back to your neck again. Okay, let's do that. So stretch what you need to stretch. So 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm stretching my hamstrings, by the way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and then now we're going to do a take off our ankles, our wrists. Okay. Good. And this one you can do it whether you're standing or standing, but if you are standing, then you are going to kind of you see this. If you're if you're standing, you're going to go on one leg, right? And then you're gonna cross over your right over left kind of and bend down. If you're sitting, you're going to kind of bring your leg up, cross over your ankle with your thigh, and then you're going to bend over. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow I'll give like a visual. I'll send in a visual. Basically, you can bend over and stretch your back. There we go. Okay. All right, let's get our final breaths in before we go off into a breakout room. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's come back and let us go into our breakout rooms and share what we are grateful for today with your brothers and sisters. See you in a few. Welcome back, everyone. I hope your hearts are filled with gratitude. For our first representative sharing, I would like to call in Mr. Chris Perkins from the Hudson.
Okay, here we are. Good morning. Yeah, thank you, Sumi.
Good morning.
Yeah, actually, it's very appropriate. I was in your group this morning because after doing those stretches we had this morning, that's what really made me grateful for having this physical body. Because it's really first of all, life is a miracle. That we're alive, and especially at this time. But without this body, it's like, where are we? We can't do anything, and it's kind of a blessing to have it, but it's also a big responsibility because, every once in a while we have to, change the oil, change the tires, go for a tune-up, and sometimes things go wrong and we need to fix them. But it's really a blessing to have it and to experience this now. And so these little things like these stretches in the morning, I mean, they say little and often is a good mantra, as opposed to a lot with a very big time in between. So that's a weekend warrior role. But it's so I appreciate the early morning exercise, which is really good. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing attention to our physical bodies and thinking it in that way, in that manner. We appreciate that. And brothers and sisters, feel free to, say in the comment section, in the chat box, what you're grateful for also, so the rest of us can, hear and read what you're grateful for. All right. Next, we have Mr. Tony Politella sharing with us this morning. Mr. Tony, if you're able to unmute. Oh, he's saying he does not want to. Oh, all right. You really don't want to? Okay. Well, I'll sum up very quickly. He said that he's also grateful for what he's able to do and capable of doing at his age, right? Nearing 70, he said? Nearing 70 years old, yes. And, still amazed at what his body is able to do, and joining these morning sessions. He's so amazed and grateful. And funny point is that in the background of his that's his youngest son. But is that okay if I share that comical point as well? Yeah, okay. He said that he can never hold back his laughter when people are like, "Oh, what a sweet grandson you have there." He's like, "Oh," and then he's like, "That is my youngest." So yes, he has fun here and there all the time. So awesome. Thank you so much for your sharing in the breakout room and allowing me to share on behalf of you. And thank you, everyone. Oh, also, we also said that we really appreciate Pastor Barbara. Yeah, I think we had a gratitude point in that section too. So we appreciate you. Awesome. Now with that, let us open up our hearts and our minds to receive our mother's words from her memoir, The Mother of Peace.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Alison Hiroto. The Cape of Good Hope and Righteous Yeojong. On the southern tip of the African continent lies the Cape of Good Hope. My husband and I chose that as the starting point of our proposed international peace highway. As the Mother of Peace, I need to give hope to the people of Africa and wipe away their tears. At the Holy Wedding of True Parents in 1960, I pledged to God, I will accomplish your will in my lifetime. And I have not forgotten this pledge for a moment. I have constantly spread God's word from east to west and south to north with a heart of filial piety for heaven. In 2012, after my husband's ascension, I bade him farewell with the words, "Please put all earthly work behind you and peacefully enter the heavenly gates to comfort our heavenly parent." From that time, despite having to push myself beyond my limits, I took on an exhausting agenda, traveling the globe to fulfill the promise I had made to heaven and my husband. With my husband's ascension, it was left to me to accomplish God's desire and ideal, and I have embarked on a tearful journey for that cause. For the past 7 years, I have journeyed on. Creating a heavenly tribe, a heavenly nation, and a heavenly world centered on God is not simple. In my resolve to restore 7 countries by 2020, I spent countless hours in prayer and devotion. My late husband lived by the mantra that sincere devotion moves heaven, and we felt the results. Many received inspiration from heaven, including Dr. Yoon Young-ho, then Secretary General of FFWPU International Headquarters. In July 2017, he received a revelation in which Father Moon gave him 3 golden keys. At that time, Dr. Yoon was preparing for several events simultaneously, including Europe's Peace Starts With Me Rally of Hope in Vienna, Austria, and the Latin American Summit 2018 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. After hearing his report about the dream, I invited 3 golden keys, 3 religious leaders, to attend the upcoming Peace Starts With Me festival in the United States. The 3 were Sheikh Mansour Diouf of Senegal, Prophet Samuel Radebe of South Africa, and Archbishop Johannes Ndanga of Zimbabwe. During the festival in New York, we forged strong relationships that laid the foundation for what was to come. In January 2018, as I have mentioned previously, I traveled to Senegal for the first Africa Summit. I held this summit in Senegal because God had prepared a righteous man there, Sheikh Mansour Diouf, a distinguished Muslim leader. Through his efforts, numerous fellow leaders, some with millions of followers, heartily welcomed me. Impressed by our ideals and initiatives, Sheikh Diouf invested himself in preparing for the summit. Putting his reputation on the line, Sheikh Diouf encouraged His Excellency, President Macky Sall, to co-host the summit. True Mother is coming to bring blessings to Africa, he told President Sall. This summit will be historic, and your support is essential. President Macky Sall gladly welcomed me and provided the best venue in Senegal for the summit, the Centre International de Conférence Abu Diouf, CICAD. In addition to his generous support, President Macky Sall also generously offered his presidential vehicle and members of his security team to protect me wherever I went. Nonetheless, one thing remained uncertain. Even as I landed in Senegal, I had not yet received confirmation of President Sall's participation in the summit. On the eve of the summit, President Sall kindly offered to have a private meeting. After receiving his warm welcome, I spoke about the history of God's providence, heaven's providence in Africa, my identity as only begotten daughter, and my wish to bless the nation and continent. After hearing me, President Sall said, "I'll attend tomorrow's summit." Following our meeting, I was told that President Sall was moved by the sincerity with which I wished to bless Africa and bring salvation to humankind, and by my lack of desire for honor, power, or profit. I cannot verify that anecdotal report, but it is consistent with my experience of President Sall's exemplary leadership and gallantry. The government was mobilized for the summit, and the summit was broadcast live throughout the nation on national television and reported by national and international media. I spoke without a prepared speech on heaven's providence and the African continent, and concluded my address by proclaiming Heavenly Africa, a continent of hope, blessed by heaven, and inviting everyone present to join this initiative. President Saul later expressed his desire to work together. The following summer, in June 2019, I visited Johannesburg, South Africa, to officiate at the 100,000 Hyojong Family Blessing Festival. Prophet Samuel Radebes and my team worked together for this blessing. More than 500 dignitaries, government officials, members of parliament and religious leaders from across Africa, including 12 current and former presidents and prime ministers, joined the event to support the True Family Movement. During the blessing prayer, I prayed that the continent of Africa, together with the 100,000 people in attendance, would form a heavenly Africa, a light unto the world. Prophet Radebe is the founder of the Revelation Church of God and Nkuyuleko Yosizwe, both major religious organizations with millions of followers throughout Africa. Prophet Radebe comes from a long line of prophets well known throughout Africa. During the blessing, he testified to me, South Africa and Africa as a whole welcomes Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, who has devoted her whole life to the cause of peace as true mother, the only begotten daughter of God. The entire nation was in a festive mood as the South African Public Television Network, SABC, broadcast the blessing event. I'll share some background on this blessing. The previous November, as I mentioned earlier, I had hosted a summit and blessing in Cape Town to celebrate the centenary of Nelson Mandela's birth. At that time, Prophet Radebe was in Mozambique launching a new church. After Dr. Yung Young Ho spoke with him and expressed my heartfelt desire to meet him, Prophet Radebe immediately rented a plane and flew to Cape Town, arriving just in time for the blessing. When we met in the green room, I poured out my heart, explaining God's ideal of creation and God's providence of salvation for humankind, including the fall, the providence of true parents, and the only begotten daughter. I felt that Prophet Radebe was moved by my words. He called me true mother, and during his keynote address, even though our theological frameworks are different, testified about me as the only begotten daughter that heaven has prepared. After that blessing, Dr. Yoon laid out my vision to him. True Mother would like to host a 100,000-person blessing ceremony next year. Prophet Radebe gladly replied, "Let's do it." I felt that Prophet Radebe understood why I came to Africa, to give blessing. Eager to work together and help the flower of true love blossom in the continent, Prophet Radebe prepared meticulously for the June 2019 blessing ceremony at Orlando Stadium. From the hotel where I stayed to the airport welcome, Prophet Radebe invested himself and his entire foundation to welcome me and prepare for the blessing ceremony.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
Thank you, True Mother. 감사합니다. And now let us welcome Dr. Thomas Ward for today's representative reflection sharing. Thank you. Dr. Ward, you are on mute. And Dr. Thomas Ward.
I'll get it at some point. Thank you. Good morning to brothers and sisters, and thank you so much for being part of this ceremony every single day, which is so precious to God, particularly the prayer that we can offer at the end, centered on Mother's words. You know, I've had the opportunity several times to be with true parents when they met with VIPs. And, you know, the typical religious leader, political leader, that meets with a celebrity, they're normally going to say some niceties about, well, I've heard so much about you, and thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, and I brought this special gift for you, and would you mind if we took a picture together? And that's pretty much it. But it's never like that with true parents. I still remember the first time that I had an experience like that, and I was like between shock and fear. I don't know what to say when I saw the way in which both father and mother, but particularly in my experiences, father spoke to these celebrities. I mean, he spoke to them exactly the same way that he would speak to you or me. He spoke to them as if they were members, and was extremely strong with them, you know. And so my point is, you know, father was witnessing to these people. And secondly, what I want to say is that true parents are human, and they know that some people are going to have a hard time to receive what they say. You know, I still remember, and I think Dean Boyd is on the call today, traveling to Uruguay, and true parents speaking there in Uruguay. Father liked to spend a lot of time with these three elderly gentlemen who had very high positions in the Uruguayan society in the past. You know, one of them was a famous writer, another had been an interim president, I think another had been in the military. They had very high positions at any rate. And father liked to share with them. And I still recall he was getting ready to go out on the stage, and he just spoke to the three of them. And he said, I'm going to go out on the stage now, and I'm going to read a speech to the audience. He said, I've already read this speech to them before. They're not going to like it, but I have to read it because it's important. So please support me. You know, he shared his heart like that. And true parents, they're, as I said, they're human. They see things in a special way. I remember one time I had the opportunity to translate for true parents, and I'm not talking about Korean. Basically, I'm talking about true parents speaking Korean, Dr. Pak speaking English, and then me translating into Spanish or French, whatever true parents were saying at that particular time. But it was with a very famous political figure, and basically, father spoke for a long time and was very direct with this person, with everything that he shared. And at the conclusion of all that sharing, what father kept saying over and over again was, "Oh, the assistant of that man is so good. The assistant of that man is so good." So the point is, true parents are seeking for an object. They're seeking for someone that can be able to really be able to receive from them. I know that Mrs. Kathy Rigney, who has served for some 48 years as a missionary in Africa and represents true parents so well in Africa. She spoke about this meeting with President Macky Sall, and you know, if you read the content here, it's very clear what happened. Basically, the president wasn't really thinking about coming to the event the next day at that time. Probably he was expecting some niceties. "Oh, it's so nice to meet you, President Macky Sall, and I've heard so many things about you, and you're such a great leader, and thank you for all your efforts, and here's a small gift for you, and can we take a picture together?" But that's not what happened. It took a lot of guts, you know, and true parents understand the adversity. Mother understood that there might be some opposition, but basically she sat down with this president, and surely, you know, if you think about the voices in your head, what's going on in your head is, this man doesn't have any time. I can't do this. But somehow mother just pours through and shares about the principle of creation, the principle of restoration, the coming of the Messiah, the role of true mother. She explains all of these things to this particular person. And at the conclusion of it, suddenly the president says, "I'll come tomorrow. I will come tomorrow." And that's the amazing thing that's here, is that somehow through the words of true parents, through the words of the principal, people's hearts are moved. I remember one person saying, you know, even if people don't understand things, when true parents speak, the spirit world around them changes in a very, very dramatic way. So if we think about Jesus' disciples were paralyzed. They could say very little during his lifetime because they felt all this pressure. What will people think? This is different than what others hear. I'm not very talented. I'm not very worthy. All those voices were there. And even after Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, those things were still there. And it was only with the Pentecost, after Jesus had already, gone on to heaven, that at that time the Holy Spirit came, and finally those people could be filled with spirit and with fire, and they could speak in dramatic ways and shake up the people that were around them. So that's the great blessing of the time that we are living in. I think our inspiration is our true mother. What true mother is saying to these leaders, whether it's Prophet Kadebe or it's President Macky Sall, or the Prophet Mansour, whatever the mother is saying in those particular circumstances, somehow she's doing so with spirit and truth. And through our gathering every day, the foundation that Dr. Young helped us to establish, and now with this new level of the Cheon Shim Wan, we have a very powerful component to be able to do the things that true parents are already doing. So those are my thoughts for today. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ward, for your beautiful and powerful points this morning. Thank you so much. And now, brothers and sisters, let us break out into our discussion, our breakout rooms, and share with one another and reflect and digest all that we were able to share this morning. See you in a few. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good sharing with one another or with God. So for our representative sharing, I would like to call on Mrs. Messiah Bean. She was actually in the middle of sharing too, so I'm glad I can continue to hear the rest of her thoughts today. Anyways, Mrs. Messiah-san, you're able to unmute. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I was so appreciate Dr. Thomas Ward, his comment today, really how that true father relating such a kind of highly kind of people that these three, especially so three righteous men from Senegal and from South Africa, really, especially that Prophet Hadbe, I have feeling, kind of special feeling, because this the last event in May, one of my contact minister went to Korea. So from Korea, first thing he did, and they sent me picture was a picture with a Prophet Hadbe. So he said, really, he was having such a great time with him, talking to him, and then also he kind of really appreciated that kind of I invited him to South Korea there. But I really was thinking, really, how that this Prophet Hadbe connecting so deeply that really he feels special kind of in his heart. Mother is a really true mother for him, kind of special connection there. Really, I respect him. So those kind of, especially today, true mother was talking about those, especially three, these righteous men in Africa. So think about that. Think about that. Even though we are so kind of one of unification member, but if we kind of think about our brothers and sisters, it's also righteous men and women. So really we have to connect through mother, as Dr. Award he said that really through connecting with Cheon Won and through that the seeking in there to be through God's sons and daughter. This is really this time kind of asking us to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the reflection and sharing. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Sao-san. And with that, brothers and sisters, I will call out some announcements. Unless Mrs. Pagulan would like to add a word or two. Mrs. Pagulan, would you like to share very quickly your sharing points?
Thank you, Sunmi. I cannot refuse our beloved Sunmi. Well, just like how Dr. Ward put in, our unity with True Mother and the tradition and the culture and the way True Father do his witnessing, maybe we can, and also True Mother said if we are united with her, we can have a tremendous result. We just need to trust in our love for our True Mother and her love for us. So I'm praying that our witnessing efforts, just like how Prophet Radebe had a very good turnout when he united with True Mother, I'm praying that the same thing will happen to us. We just need to believe and unite and, trust in the words of our true mother. It's already there. We just need to have that. I feel that we are like left behind by Africa. The true mother was already 200,000, 100,000 blessing already conducted in Africa. So I feel like it's not insecurity, but I feel like for myself, I feel like I need to embrace True Mother's words more so that I could be more productive, something like that. Thank you, Sunmi.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Pagulayan. I'm so grateful you shared with us this morning. Thank you. And now with the announcements, yes, invite someone to our Shim prayer visual. And the Zoom link, you can always ask, well, you can share the link you have or ask for a pastor. And today, if you like to share about the Mother of Peace Audible episode, it is episode 60. So if you like to send that to someone, or you like to refer back to yourself, you can check out episode 60. And the YouTube link for our Zoom sessions are available. Oh, 61. Thank you, Yasu. He's always his working magic behind the scenes. Thank you so much. And the YouTube link is available under the Clifton Family Church YouTube channel. So check out the YouTube link there. And if you know someone, or if you would like to share a live testimony, or offer a song during Anshio, then you may do so by reaching out to Yasu or Pastor Takino, and their contact information is in the chat box. Thank you. And finally, today is day 3 of 40 days leading up to our True Father's 11th anniversary of Seonghwa. So yes, let us keep a prayerful and determined spirit for that as well. And with that, I would like to pass it on to our Pastor Takino, representing New Jersey Cheon for our Cheon prayer visual.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Please join me in prayers. We most respect Heavenly Parents, our love true parents. I truly respect you, true parents. When I look at your life, when I hear your story, I wish I want to inherit more your heart, your sincerity, your devotion. Heavenly Parents, you create this universe by love. Love is care each other. Love is respect each other. Love is for living for the sake of others. And patient, embracing. Heavenly Parents, I wish I want to inherit such a more beautiful love to me, and I can love more to others. But my love is so small. Heavenly Parents, please continue to guide us and guide me. And I like to living for the others more and more. And I like to share who is true parents, who is Heavenly Parents. And I like to practice love others, living for sake of others. And I truly want to love more to our brothers and sisters and our neighbors. Yes, God, your children. So continue. I need to grow more and more, but I want to inherit, God, I want to inherit your such a wonderful heart to me. I want to create more room, space. You can always come to me. And I pray through Mother for her health. And I pray her dream, her commitment to fulfill. So I want to do for that purpose. I want to do for True Mother. I want to invest my life for true parents' dream come true. I pray for this. My name, Atsushi Takino, Namiko Takino, Blessed Central Family. Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. Thank you. And now, brothers and sisters, let us unmute ourselves and offer unison prayer. 시작.
Heavenly parents, thank you for the opportunity you've given us
Just as
to
we want to
pray
get
together with Dr. Ward and
time
Brother Sunny,
achieve your
Hakeem,
dream. We want to achieve your
the
dreams.
impact that we can
We
have
want to be able
in
to
Jersey
have the
and
confidence and the kind of courage and thoughts, God, that our true mother has in testifying about you, and about her role. She is his only begotten daughter, and as to what was the original purpose of creation, what's been the restoration course, and what's been the purpose of the sanctification. All of those mother ultimately is an engraftment of our blood lineage to honor who we cherish the lineage. And that is such a mighty, honorable mission we are asked to do, Heavenly Parents. We are to live directly time of the disciples of Jesus, just as we say thank you, as our true mother is physically still around. There are so many people who show us around when Jesus is around. Who shows around is able to do what his disciples did. God, Father, that is our time right now that we're able to be pleased, Father, for Shimon, for connecting with our true mother through a truth we can be encouraged and brought deeper and deeper into the bosom of our Heavenly Father. The truth, bear the load, be an extension of our true parents, to our brothers and sisters, to our neighbors, our next door, our colleagues, to those who we encounter on a daily basis. Our true parents have shared truth with individuals that they may never, ever meet them again. The biggest illusions we give ourselves is that we are going to meet our brothers and sisters or our neighbors and our friends again. That is just an illusion.
dream,
dando
and
desde la caída
they
a miles y
And we are
miles
the Lord,
de
children of our true and loving
Sometimes
Father.
that too much.
nosotros
Pray, Father, for absolute
to
unity.
unirnos
Father, for absolute love.
may
Heavenly Father, for absolute obedience.
Yes.
You,
Padre en el cielo, nuestra Madre que en la tierra,
how we can
la
defeat the evil and
considerar
support, Father, each
esta
other.
convicción,
Heavenly Father, absolutely.
considerar esta fe y
Demonstrating, Father,
devoción,
that commitment, demonstrating, Father, that
deseo,
determination,
este anhelo en nuestra
demonstrating,
vida,
Father, that
transformar este
determination to really
mundo de
fulfill our
infierno
responsibility, Heavenly Father, in
en el
line with
reino
your
de los
will.
cielos, en la tierra.
Thank you, Father, for loving us.
우리의 소름토기 은혜로 소름토기 이 모든 바쳐서 동길이여 오라 이 겨울의 소리를 토기 이 나라 잡는데 동길이 없어 동길이여 나 그러면은 감사합니다. Thank you, everybody. 감사합니다. Thank you so much for today. That concludes our Cheon Shimon visual prayer for July 25th. And I hope you have a wonderful day and see you same time, same place tomorrow. God bless you all.